Greetings, community, and welcome to NCBD Comics. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Kevin, and this is Entropy in Comics, Kevin's most anticipated reads tomorrow for New Comic Book Day, 1/28/2026. And I appreciate each and every single one of you that cruises on through. I've been doing this for quite some time now, and all I can say is those of you that cruise on in and give me that like and subscribe. It doesn't go unnoticed. And let's take a moment and say hi to those that cruise in on the live. Hey, Las Cruces. Hope you're doing well. I appreciate you being here, brother. I truly do. Let's go ahead and start it off with Marvel Studios. They're going to start it off with Amazing Spider-Man Annual Issue number 1. This is a story with Rabble. Now, Rabble is a character from the Amazing Spider-Man Miles Morales. So being that he's cruising into this Peter Parker world, or maybe a hybrid of Miles and Peter Parker world, I'm curious to see. I am a Spider-Man fan, so hey, just throw another annual at me and I'll go ahead and read it. Let's move out from Amazing Spider-Man Annual Issue number 1 and cruise over to the end issue, or the end 2099 issue number 2. Hey, Jag, hope all is well with you. Thank you for cruising on in, and thanks much, Las Cruces. And the end 2099 issue number 2. This is a 5-issue miniseries, so here we are, issue number 2, cruising on out. I have to admit, I have yet to read issue number 1. That doesn't mean I can't wait to read issue number 2. Issue number 1 is sitting right on top of right there. And I can't wait to jump on into it. I'm only like 1 or 2. Yeah, I've got like 25 issues of stuff to read, but it's second on the list, just saying. So the end 2099 issue number 2 is coming out on 1/28/2026. Let's cruise out from that and cruise over to the Inferno Hulk issue number 3. All I can say is, where's Banner? Last we seen him was about, 3.5 issues ago. And he wasn't doing so well sitting in the cave. So now we're getting a little more in-depth understanding of really what's going on with him, his psyche, where he resides, not only in his mental form, but his physical form. I can't wait to see, because we have yet to hear much from Banner at all at this point. And Inferno Hulk is just, if you thought the last series was awesome, this series just notches it up one more. This is probably one of the best Hulks in the past probably 5 years, in my opinion. I'm digging it, and I can't get enough. Issue number 3 just missed out on my most anticipated reads. Just saying. Let's move out from the Inferno Hulk and cruise over to Marvel Zombies Red Band issue number 5. This is a variant, but I had to get, this thing is gnarled. You got a symbiote dragon. You got Noah on top. Whenever you get anything with Noah, I'm going to pretty much pick it up, especially when you go ahead and give me a red band issue, such as a Marvel Zombie style. Yeah. And you're going to go ahead and finalize it with it. It's one good thing after another. These red band series have been pretty good as far as the writing has been concerned, as far as the art is concerned. It has been notched up. The only time I actually have issues is when it's not necessarily as red bandy as I'm looking for. If you're going to go ahead and red band it, give me a little parental more advisory, and I wish to say is concerned. Other than that, this has been really fun. If you're a fan at all of any of the Marvel Zombies series, you're definitely going to enjoy this one. Let's move on from Marvel Zombies and cruise over to Miles Morales. Speaking of which, Spider-Man issue number 42. What we're getting here is it's kind of ramping up a war that's been going on, but it also alludes to and leads in with this whole teaser of Prime Warrior Corp, which has supposedly been behind some of the battles in which that Miles has been dealing with ever since he came back from this whole Ultimate Universe thing he's been really still taking a breath from. Miles doesn't ever seem like he gets a chance to take a breath, and it seems like the world's always caving in around him, and he's always constantly putting up little sticks just to try to get a little breath to figure out what's going on. And that's kind of what we're getting here, in the sense of Miles is still dealing with one war, and he's about to jump right into a whole nother one. Let's move out from Miles Morales, Spider-Man issue number 42, and cruise over to Sorcerer Supreme issue number 2. Really, what we're getting here has nothing to do with Doctor Strange, because he's off in his own little place doing his own little battle, and he has no idea what's going on back here on the whole 616 land. If he ended up finding out what was going to transpire with Doom, he probably wouldn't have left. He probably would just kick back, grab his cigar, grab his seat, and just watch everything fall apart around him, and then just picked up his Sorcerer Supreme. Basically, I'm losing my mind. Pick it up where he left off and not have to worry about anything going with all he's doing now. And he's contending with so much on his own other side that, yeah, this whole Sorcerer Supreme now is contending with and essentially dealing with exclusively Scarlet Witch and Agatha Harkness. Who would they ever believe that here we are with a battle with Scarlet Witch and Agatha Harkness? Again, hey, if you're going to go ahead and give me these two characters, they're going to do battle. Hey, all I can do is say I'm going to watch. Just, cat fight. Just saying. Let's move on from that, and I'm going to go ahead and get a little help from my conquering companion. But she's going to allow me to segue over to Image Studios. Image is going to go start off with Bug Wars, the Spider Witch special, issue number 1. Here we get to go ahead and have bug sex. Well, not we, but I'm just saying. Inside, what's weird is because I do know that like that kind of thing with animals is considered bestiality, but with bugs, I don't even know if there's something out there, and if there is, I don't even know if I want to know. Put it in the chat. Let me in. Educate me. Here we are. Really, what we're doing is we're giving it a one shot to just bide our time until we go ahead and get the pickup of Jason Aaron's awesome series, which is this Bug Wars, which is a story about a family that moves into a house. A father is presumed dead, turns up missing, whatever. One of the sons wants to kind of follow in the footsteps. The other son is still resenting and dealing with the loss of his father and has issues with bugs. In a sense, all he wants to do is kill him. The younger son gets shrunk down, and now he's in a world of surrounded by bugs and having an understanding of what his father's research truly was about. And now this son's about to pop his cherry with a bug, I think. So it sounds like an interesting story, and you must jump into what I recommend is jumping in and getting the first volume. Then you go ahead and pick up, which I recommend, picking up this one shot and read them both in conjunction, and it might make a whole lot more sense. Bug Wars, the Spider Witch, issue number 1, coming out on 1/28/2026. Let's move out from that awesome series by Jason Aaron and cruise over to another awesome series by Tony Fleeks. Feral, issue number 20. Lucky has taken over Pet City, and with Moosh, his pet dog, his friend, and when I mean pet, I mean, remember, we're talking about cats here, and their cannibalistic ways, cats, are now still residing. It's gory, it's just horrible. I don't know what Moose is thinking he's going to eat because he's not into that kind of thing. But I guess, cats, pussies into eating pussy, I guess. I don't know. It's a cat thing, I guess. So, yeah, Feral issue number 20 is just about cannibalistic horror that's going on in this rabies-infested world that resides in this little town, and it's just not getting better for anyone, but I'm loving every page of it. Feral issue number 28 coming out tomorrow on New Comic Book Day, Wednesday, 1/28/2026. Let's move out from Feral and cruise over to G.I. Joe issue number 18. Do we get another character? Yes, we do. Am I going to tell you? No. Because it's right there. The cool thing is for those of you that have always been G.I. Joe fans, I have to admit, I was never really reading G.I. Joe. I'm very ignorant of the series. I only watched it as a TV show when it was a cartoon way back in the 90s. Is that they're bringing characters that many are familiar with, but they're putting them in this Energon universe, which is a whole new setting. I mean, it's almost like looking at characters that you're familiar with. This whole Absolute Batman, you're familiar with the names, but in a totally different setting. You're familiar with the Ultimate Universe that's been going on. You're familiar with the characters. You're familiar with the names, but they're in total different and reversed sometimes formats. I mean, the cool thing is we're changing up a format that we're familiar with, and it's making it fresh, it's making it new, and it's just making it awesome in its Energon universe. And essentially what we're getting between G.I. Joe and Transformers and Void Rivals, of course, is we're getting this augmented version of each individual as a story now blowing up into just a magnificent Energon world. So again, G.I. Joe issue number 18 with this new character and just this exploding world with these integrations with these crossovers with now the Transformers and soon to be, in my opinion, Void Rival characters. I just can't wait to read this book, and I just missed my Blue Light special. Let's move on from G.I. Joe and cruise over to, well, yeah, this week's special is Void Rivals. Now we're entering this and continuing with, and essentially a different version of this quintessent. Yeah, quintessent war. As it rages on, we're getting Shaka Khans that are now invading the ring. They're attacking, what is that, Rena, and as they're attacking the ring, and the Zenturnians and Agorians, now that they're figuring out that they couldn't really be in the unity in the way they thought that they had to be, are now seeking a unity all, and it's different when they're fighting for each other's survival against the Shaka Khans and the invasion that's going on. It's this, as I said before, this augmentation of what's been transpired. And you know what? I just realized I didn't turn on the blue. Is we're getting this overall growing and understanding that how everything is slowly tying into one another. And now we're getting that. I can't wait to see Void Rivals eventually tie in directly to G.I. Joe and the Transformers, which I imagine is probably going to tie into the Transformers first, as we've already seen some of the Transformer characters already, integrated into the Void Rivals. I'm just waiting for the other way around, where we see some of the Void Rival characters showing their appearances in the G.I. Joe and on the Transformers books. I can't get enough, and that's why I made my Blue Light special this week. And Energon Universe not only keeps growing, but it keeps getting better. I want to take a moment and say thank you to Las Cruces, to Jag, to Carlito, brother, truly, and all of those that cruise on through on the rewind. I appreciate you. And hey, that's it for me.